Gondola was built in 1859 in Liverpool at the Quiggins Yard for the Furness Railway Company and went into service with them in 1860 on Coniston water, and she's always operated on this lake and nowhere else. The company operated her through the late Victorian period and up to the late 1930s when she was sold out of service just ahead of the Second World War. The directors of the Furness Railway Company, in common with a lot of wealthy gentlemen of the time, had all done the grand tour of Europe, and they were very impressed with the Venetian ferries, the barchiellos used on the Grand Canal in Venice. And when they came back, they were minded to have a very similar looking vessel built for use on the lake, tied in with their railways and paddle steamers that they operated in this area. So outwardly, Gondola very closely resembles a gondola or a barchiello of that era, but in fact she was very cutting-edge technology, one of the first all-steel hull built vessels in the country, and had a very sophisticated, although quite small, V-twin steam engine. There are two very distinct saloons on Steam Yacht Gondola. The forward one is what was the first class saloon. It's modelled very closely on the railway carriage used by Queen Victoria. And there's also what was a third class saloon. For some obscure reason there was no second class saloon. Originally the third class saloon was just wooden slatted seats. We're not quite so harsh these days. It is very comfortably upholstered throughout, but there's a very marked difference between the first class saloon with its Corinthian pillars and very plush upholstery and the third class, but you will pay the same price wherever you sit on the boat these days. We've only just scratched the surface on all there is to know about Steam Yacht Gondola. If you want to know more, you really do need to come and sail on Gondola regardless of the weather or time of year between Easter and the end of October, and I can assure you you'll have the most amazing day out.